Everyone coming? So, camera on. So, everyone understood what I've done over there? Basically, I've done it in 3 steps. First step is basically identifying which planets would be affected. So, since his heart was the thing, obviously, fourth house, fourth Rashi came into play, sun came into play. But then, because veins were also nerves and veins are required, that's why Venus and Mercury also came into play. Actually, that we forgot to discuss earlier. Veins will also come into play, so Venus will come into play. Heart mein nerves and Mercury is also, by the way, Karak of what's it called? Valves. So because it sometimes opens, it sometimes closes. So it is, like in Lal Kitab, this one is called as Khada Anda. Yeah. Unreliable, basically, in the sense it can switch corners very easily. So basically, Mercury is that. I'll just share that screen again. So basically, what we have here is we have identified the planets. We have identified them on the chart. We have identified them on this. We need to call this something. I don't know what we call them on the ladder. Let's call them. Then we have to identify where Rahu was at that first point, second point, third point, and where Saturn was at the first point, second point, third point. Now later on, I will send this chart to you, and you will correlate that with this. So if you see Rahu by the 10th aspect was here. It was exactly on Venus and moving towards Sun and ascendant. Correct? Now here I forgot to tell you this. So now I have vacuumed this guy still. Okay, anyways. So now if you remember that technique which I told you about a dot theorem, basically this Saturn is getting hit over here, correct? Saturn is in the Jupiter Rashi, which is not very friendly towards it. It is in its own nakshatra, so in a way that is good. But if I have to move Saturn out from there to a place where it will be safe and it will not hit my foot, because Saturn was hitting my foot, Saturn on Saturn and hurting it, right? So where should I put it? Can somebody tell me? You remember the dot ka theorem there? Basically, what I said was this Saturn was hitting my 12th house. Saturn was hitting my 12th house. And it is also in a way because now Saturn aa gaya here in 7 degrees. My Jupiter is in 1 degree. So Saturn by its 5th aspect, is it hitting Jupiter? This is Jupiter at 1 degrees going Vakri. Saturn is at 7 degrees over here going this way. Is it hitting my Jupiter? Is it hitting the 12th Lord? No. So it is hitting the 12th house. Why? Because Saturn ke upar Saturn has come. But it is not hitting the 12th Lord. So is it a very bad hit or is it a decently okay hit? Okay hit, correct? So now, since the Saturn is giving me trouble over here, for the time being, can we ask him to move somewhere else? So where do you think he should be put?
How is Saturn hitting, giving 5th aspect? It's normally 3rd.
No, trying. No?
Jupiter would be given.
Always 159 is the main thing. Then the special aspect. See, always now what I have understood from all the studies, basically first one, or let me type it out. First is Yuti. Yuti means conjunction. Second, I see 159, which is basically the Tattva. Correct? Tattva means element. And then I see the special aspect. I see it this way. Because it's a very simple thing. If I see Yuti, it is like saying, let us say, I and Mahesh are seated in the same room. So we'll be influencing each other, good or bad, whatever it is. This is Tattva. So let's say Mahesh and I are of the same background, same thought process, whatever. We will act or react in the same way. Correct? And then if you see the special aspect, so if let us say I have got some special power that, okay, I am good at, let's say, catapult, kitty. So maybe then I can hit him, or vice versa, he can hit me that way. So always Yuti I consider first, because that is, it can't be anything more influential than having that guy right next to you. Then nothing can be more influential if he's of the same thought process or he's getting into your thought process. And third is the special aspect, jiska frankly speaking, till now I have not got a solid logical reasoning for that. Why Mars has got a fourth and eighth, and there are some mythological stories and all that is okay. But that I give a little second preference to that. So if you see here, this Saturn is hitting. Let me see if I can. Very good. Okay. So basically, my natal Saturn is here at 7 degrees, and the transiting Saturn is here at 7 degrees. Correct? So they are on top of each other. So this Saturn has become very strong. And this Jupiter of mine is at 1 degree going this way. And Saturn ka fifth aspect is at this point 7 degrees, but going this way. So it is not hitting this fellow at all. And because it is the 12th Rashi ka Lord, and if it were to hit him, then it would have been a little bad. But then you would say 3 months back it must have happened, but that time this transiting Saturn was not here, it was here somewhere. So there was no connection of the transit and the D1 Saturn. Now tell me the thing, if this Saturn along with the transiting Saturn is here, which is hitting my 12th house, where would I have put the dot? And dot का details बताओ, color बताओ, कहाँ लगाया होगा बताओ.
So you may have to strengthen Jupiter. Then because it is the 12th lord.
Nee, in the dot theory there is nothing like strengthening. It is activating that.
Okay. Okay.
If I activate Jupiter, you are right in one way. If I activate Jupiter, I am making, it's like saying कि एक किसी के घर में किसी एक guy के house में one terrorist has come and sat, let us say. एक minute, just 1 minute. I have to think. 10 minutes sometime. We call back in 10 minutes. So basically, look at it this way. There is a guy जिसके घर में a terrorist has come and sat. So he is weak. Now, Sipra, as per your logic, we are trying to make that Mr. A strong. So अभी क्या हो रहा था कि the terrorist was hitting Mr. A. Because Mr. A is strong, so both of them are hitting each other. So A is also getting damaged and terrorist is also getting damaged. We want to find a very diplomatic way कि दोनों भी नहीं ये हो जाए, दोनों भी दूर हो जाए. So one thing is, you look at it in a different way. You can make Saturn weak if you want. You can make Saturn weak, and you can make Jupiter strong. So maybe you need 2 dots for that. Correct? Now the thing is, now mark this point very clearly, okay? Because this is where I sort of, just 1 minute, it's asking me to save that earlier thing. Let me do that. first one is saved for your this thing, kind benefit. Now understand this concept of mine, which I differ from the others. I don't consider any planet as good or bad or 6, 8, 12 for the simple logic is if you see this chart now, if you see this chart, Saturn in my chart is seated with my Venus, where the Saturn has come in and it has come to my 7th house. If you see 7th house is business, correct? Saturn is career and Venus is spouse. So if my wife is very conscientious about her career, which she is, and very hardworking, which Saturn also demands, then this Saturn is actually benefiting my wife, right? So if I weaken him over here, it will not work. Correct. Now, if you see Jupiter, Jupiter is my 7th lord and my 4th lord. Correct. So 4 stands for Sukhastan, 4 stands for my mother, 7 stands for business, 7 stands for my wife. So that's why I was saying that was 7th aspect, 5th aspect से इसको मार रहा है क्या? नहीं मार रहा है ना, because that Saturn is going this way and this my Jupiter is going this way. So my Jupiter is safe. So my 4th house and 4th lord is safe, 7th house and 7th lord is safe. So damage भी होगा तो भी limited damage करेगा. Now the basic concept of this dot theory is you move out a planet to a place where it is safe, whether it is a terrorist or whether it is a this thing. Make the terrorist into a Buddha, let us say, a preacher, let us say. Try to convert him rather than pushing him down. Because if you push him down, he'll again hit back like a spring. So where can I put Saturn where he is still strong, but he is not hitting my 12th house? The 12th Rashi, sorry.
Sir, maybe 10th or 11th house then.
Here or here? Rashi I'm talking about. I'm not talking about. When you're talking about body parts, it is Rashi. Are you saying 10th house or 11th house or 10th Rashi, 11th Rashi, Sankalp? Sankalp, who said 10th, 11th?
Yeah, 10th or 11th house I'm saying.
Achha, here.
Yeah.
So if I put him here, he's in Yuti with my 4th and 7th lord, it will hit him. And जो hit नहीं करा था उसको hit हो रहा है. And if
10th or 11th Rashi would be its own like Swarashi, right?
where?
The 10th and 11th Rashi, yeah, for Saturn.
It is hitting sun ka grahan, moon ka grahan, and my ascendant lord ka grahan.
Yeah.
Sagittarius.
Here.
Maybe third aspect it's hitting
Third aspect here.
Libra, sir.
Libra. Correct. If I put him here, he is in no way hitting this one. He is in no way hitting here because if you see Saturn 159, it has a hit over here. It's in the same tattva. So same tattva, if I put him here, basically, see, there's one concept in Astro Vastu that suppose I put him here, he will still hit here, no? And he will still hit here. But you are trying to take a counterbalance for this one. So basically what is said is that if you try to do that, you will not be able to keep the planet anywhere because kidhar na kidhar it will hit. So what they say is that you consider your aim and accordingly put him wherever you want, here, wherever you want. That is one. Second thing is, now you would say if I put him here, it is hitting this by the 5th aspect. That's why I was allowing you to tell me all these things. Basically, don't see the repercussions. which will be subsequent. I don't know whether I'm making sense. Basically, suppose I put in here. It's a small issue, it's not a major issue. Is it hitting the 12th Rashi in any way? No. Correct? So basically, if I keep Saturn here in this house, it is going away from the 12th Rashi. But it is exalted over here. So I am not in any way destroying this Saturn. I am taking the terrorist to his house where he is exalted, or to a place where he is exalted. And Mars, if you know, is a co-lord of Saturn in this house. So he is comfortable that way, though Saturn and Mars are enemies actually. But if you consider the this thing, and Ketu what Shani bolte, so Ketu is also sorry, Rahu what ye bolte, but Ketu is also not a this thing, not damaging that Saturn. So if I put him here, where do I put him on the finger? Can somebody tell me which color dot and where? Because it has got salt. Kal raat ko hi within 2 hours it got sorted out. So it's a living proof or whatever to call it. Correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this pinky finger ke top is pe which color dot?
Black.
Correct. So if I draw very simply 1, 2, yeah. So it is basically 1, 2, 3, leave the middle finger, 4, 5, 6, 7. Correct? Yes, I did that and that got sorted. So that astro, there are 2 things which you need to understand. One is that this is astro vastu thing in a way. Actually, I should also check whether there is any Saturn related item I have kept in the, which direction is that? The 12th Rashi will be which direction?
North.
North, correct? Because it always starts from the east, south, west, north. And it is what Tattva element? What Tattva Rashi?
Water.
Yep, Jal Tattva.
Correct. Saturn is what? Something wooden, something metallic, something not metallic,
Iron.
heavy, old metallic. So I have to check whether in the north of my house, which is here, in the north of my house, do I have something which is Saturn and water related element? I have to see, but there is nothing like that kind of thing. I'll have to check whether in the north of the house there is any Saturn and water element. So actually, we have got underground tank here. So Saturn is underground, no? It is something deep. And water element. No, I can't throw that out, but anyway. So that dot, yeah, it worked. Like within literally now, just now, even if I could do some, I'm doing to my foot like that, kuch nahi hota. It's normal. Okay. So what I wanted to tell you all was that points which I'm doing now, marking on that thing, which pada, which number, all that thing. That thoda practice karo because that is giving a lot of good effect. Okay. And what we'll do is, if you all want, I'm giving 2 options. You decide and tell, or we can have a poll on that. One is that we continue doing some Jamakol analysis. So every time we'll do 2 cases or 3 cases like this. Or at some point of time, I would like to share with you all the Lal Kitab ka stuff. So I think for the next maybe 2 or 3 terms, let's just do some Jamakol chart because we have missed out on a lot of this thing. Let's do 2 or 3 terms of this thing. Then I'll share with you on the Lal Kitab principles and all that. Okay. Because in this chart, what I've made, which I shared with you all last time, I've made an analysis ka thing which you can do manually also from Parashari from Bhrigunandi Nadi, from Lal Kitab, from Navtara system, and one more thing, I forgot what. There are 5 things over there. That Astro Vastu thing, which all those 1, 2, 3, 4, that numbering which I've done, that is basically Astro Vastu Bhrigunandi Nadi combination. So from those 5 angles, you can analyze over there. And anything you put in will fall into that category. Maybe tomorrow you want to put in some other Paddhati, it will come over there. And I'm trying to use this in Jamakol also. So we can actually see the aspect where it is coming. And Chogadia also I put into that. So Chogadia also will help. So whether I'm keeping on adding on stuff, and maybe at some point of time, some, sort of a streamlined Paddhati will come out, which will go across some. Because what happens many times I've seen from one Paddhati, you see, no, you cannot make one. But from another Paddhati, you see. Like, for example, if Sun, Venus, I told you last time, Sun, Venus, Mercury are together. Though Mercury and Venus are the strongest of friends, Mercury, which is a Behrupiya, goes and connects with Sun, and both of them hit the enemy, which is Venus. So if somebody has got some, especially a guy has got Sun, Venus, and Mercury together, Sun and Mercury normally are together only, but Venus is also there together only. But if they are in very close proximity, many times it is detrimental onto the wife. But don't jump to conclusion. That's why I didn't want to tell you further. Everyone say, oh, there are exceptions to that also. But these are the rules. So sometimes when you find out it, okay, iska kidney ko problem ho raha hai. Why is that? So kidney is Venus, and Sun and Mercury together are hitting that. So Sun का क्या कारक तत्व तुमने चेंज किया, Venus का क्या कारक तत्व तुमने चेंज किया, Mercury का, sorry, not Venus, Mercury का क्या चेंज किया, and Sun का क्या किया. So they have done some goof up in the Sun and Mercury. Then when they are going like this, now they are going like this, and then now they are hitting that. They have swapped their karak tattva in the sense. I always say, left hand, right hand, left side, right side of the coin. So both of them are getting rubbed on the left side, which is the bad side, and that is hitting the wheel.
Sir, if Sun, Venus, and Mercury, we take it, if Mercury is like Behrupiya, Venus and Mercury are natural friends, right? They have the affinity.
I can't hear you properly. Just talk a little louder.
So Venus and Mercury have the natural affinity, right? They are friends,
right.
as per Parashari. So if, will Sun and Mercury will tag along, or is it Venus and Mercury which will tag along and
No.
hit the Sun?
Lal Kitab mein there are certain farmans. They are like dictum.
Okay.
So it is like,
Okay.
there is also like this. Surya Shani ke takkar mein Shukar mara jayega. That is one farman. So Surya,
Okay.
when they hit together, Surya and Shani, Shukar mara jayega. So if Sun and Saturn are in any way impacting each other, then Venus gets hit. Then another one, jiska mere ko Urdu abhi yaad nahi hai, but basically it is that if Sun, Mercury and Venus are together, Mercury will join Sun to hit Venus.
Okay. Okay.
Like that. So that is the thing. So you are asking about Saturn and Venus.
No, I'm saying about the same. I am saying about the same combination, but I did not know that we have this principles already mentioned in Lal Kitab.
Lal
That when there
Kitab
is
principles are totally different. Lal Kitab aspects are totally different. So unless I tell you that, no, you will not realize. And why I use that is many times from Parashari it doesn't come out very easily. It may be very deep over there, but maybe we are not of that level where we can unearth that. So it's like saying, like a great champion warrior can just go with one sword and do the job and come out. But we need a sword, we need a bullet, we need bow and arrow, we need torpedoes, we need everything because we are still at that lower level. So,
sir, extension to the same question, whichever planet is there in place of Venus, if Sun and Mercury are there, they will tag along always, no? No, okay.
Basically, the principle is, see, the Lal Kitab things now are very symptomatic. Symptomatic means Rahu in this house means this.
Okay.
Venus in this house means this. And then it's a very detailed thing. If you want 1 minute, I'll just show you something which don't ask me to share it because I'll not share that. But I'll just show you what I've done. Just
Like basically they have combinations of all the planets, like in all the houses.
Can you see this, what I'm sharing? this PDF, can you all see?
Yes,
Is
sir.
it- So this is a ready reckoner which I've done across all the paddhatis, like Sarvatma Bhadra Chakra, the Lal Kitab, the miscellaneous Prashna, the Bhigunandi Nadia, so much there. So now I'll just tell you one this thing. By the way, anyone of you can read Tamil? None of you can read Tamil, no? Manasi? Okay, so if you see, where is that? Lal Kitab. Now let us say we take anyone. Let's take chalo Rahu hi lete, or let's take Venus. Let us say. Now, if you say Venus, here I have written out all the basic this thing what Venus will tell about. So many things from the Lal Kitab point of view. And here, which took me 2 years, I used to sit with the Urdu Lal Kitab, I used to sit with the translated this thing. Then I have done 2 very extensive courses where I have spent almost 1 lakh of rupees over there. Uska hearing like that, I have a photo, one Lal Kitab open your big book, one English Lal Kitab open over here, this will talk, and then it took me 2 years, but then I have decoded it and I made it into like this. So left hand side is, if it is giving you Venus is in your first house and it is giving you positive thing, it will show you symptoms, general symptom, from the medical point of view symptom, from the family point of view symptoms, from the work point of view symptom, and generic this thing. If it is giving that for the negative effects, how will it give as a symptomatic thing, medical thing, family thing, dig. So like, and Venus in first house, don't jump like that. If you have Venus in your first house, that is not there. There is a way of rotating the chart also, which I'll tell you later.
Yeah, yeah.
So if somebody has Venus in the first house, it means that basically take money from the family for career that leads to doom. Means he should not take money from the family or it will lead to doom. And all this I have written in a syntax manner. So actually अगर ऐसे भी दे दिया किसी को तो 50% तो मालूम नहीं पड़ेगा, बाकी 50% में confuse हो जाएगा. So actually I refrain from sharing this with anyone, but if by some reason somebody hacks into it and takes it, they will not understand anything. So you know, so there are, so that is there. Then after that, Venus in the first house ka, these are the combinations. So if Venus first house mein Mercury is Manda, then problem or from child. You know, like that. So uske piche ka logic is very deep, which most of the things I have not understood. So I am just taking it at face value. And these are the, according to them, the different remedies. So don't use grain who are uch in Varshafal. Varshafal is like saying yearly chart.
Annual chart.
So if don't use grain who are uch in Varshafal. I mean Varshafal, if that planet is uch, then don't take it like that. Then like that, you know, wife health issue है तो hari jowar, that is cattle feed, or 7 grains feed cow. You know, but I don't do, frankly speaking, I don't do their remedies because I don't know how they will work. But to catch the planet is the main thing. Baki ka then we have techniques to do that. So that way I've done for all the planets, all the houses, all the rashis. It's a pura kiya hai. So like that. So the entire book is, I don't know what, how many pages. It will be like maybe 500 pages or something. So here now in Lal Kitab, I just showed this. Like these are the Lal Kitab formulas over here. Oh, it's going to end now. So somewhere here you will see. So like planet in the third house spoils the planet in the fifth house. Now these are some theorems over there. You know, so that unless I tell you that I'll share these theorems with you all, obviously, but the thing is, how unless you understand the thing, it is not like planet and planet in the fifth house and your planet in the eighth house, and both are inimical towards each other. Planet in the 11th house is spoiled. So if there is a planet in the fifth house and there is a planet in the eighth house, and both are inimical towards each other, the planet in the 11th house gets damaged. Now, if there is no planet in the 11th house, then nothing happens like that. But so these are certain formulas. So here somewhere it will be there. Surya and Shukar case, it is there. Yeah, like if Mercury are with 2 planets in Yuti, then Mercury decides and it is the owner of this Yuti. So Mercury takes over there. Now if there's Sun and Saturn, maintain a dark room. This I have found in one case over here, Malbari only. He had Sun and Saturn and nothing was working out. The calculation, his work was getting hampered very badly because Saturn is career. So finally, then I got down to Lal Kitab ka symptoms and asked him, do you have a dark room in this direction? He said, yes, I have converted one room into a dark room because I keep all my the beer bottles and all that thing over there. So that is also Saturn. Daru is Saturn. Dark is Saturn. And there is, I said, is there a window? He said, there's no window over there. That is how this got caught. So this I remember just now like that. So like that, there are lots of things. I don't know where that Sun Saturn thing is, but वो है इधर तो भी है like that. So there are lots of things over here. So I've written it's like a complete this only. इसमें रहेगा अभी.
Encyclopedia.
हाँ.
Encyclopedia.
No, exactly. So this is the thing that everywhere I've gone on doing from different the Vichitra Jyotiram का ये क्या क्या है that you were saying Swati Vichitra. So like that I've translated that at my end long back 1 year 2 years back and I've done that. Then I've added on the body parts over here, diseases, all those things over here. So I pick up the things from here. So like that there are this entire thing took me like I think almost 3 years to compile. But then I have taken from all authentic things and done that. So that is one thing which I don't share. Everything else I share. But I don't know why. But in whatever I talk in that, all these things get shared. But that book, I don't, for some reason, something tells me don't share it. So maybe when it gives me the permission, I'll share it. Anyway, any other this thing you have? Anything you want to ask? So I think you do this. Dusra is what I wanted to say is no, unless you all actually start using Jamokol on a daily basis, it will not, and mark my words, it will not work for you. And I'm telling you from first-hand experience. Because initially, like Swati knows, Swati has been there in the journey since quite some time. Well, Manasi, she was here just now. Anyway. Swati knows this. Basically, initial now, the analysis weren't coming out correctly. But finally it started working for you. So unless you do at least, so what then I started doing was because every day one case deka part this case. So I would see what has happened and like a postmortem, see the Jamokol chart immediately and find out, oh, this happened. So these planets are here only. So, that, so if you get that, there's one software which you get on the thing that Divya Chakshu is free, but again, uska degrees ka thoda problem hai. And there's another one which I've taken is that Gemini Astro, something like that. That is some 1,000 rupees a year ka hai. So if you want that, take that.
So Jamokol.com is also working.
Yeah, Jamokol.com works actually.
Jamokol.com. I have not used that, but I've heard of that. So you can use that. But that is on the computer. No? I don't think it's on the mobile. Does it work on the mobile?
Yeah, on
you can
mobile,
use-
we can do it on web page.
Web browser, yeah.
So that if you keep it on and just keep checking every time. So, or if a case comes to you or something happens and you ask the question at that time, okay, ऐसा हुआ with, let's say, some friend का job में कुछ issue हुआ, and you cast a chart, and then he's asking whether, it will be good for him or bad for him. Then what will happen is every week, rather than me just sharing the cases and you all just observing it, if you all start talking and analyzing, then only you will benefit. So I am just telling and you are listening as you go. Okay, so
Yeah.
I would
I mean,
say
we don't get questions that often like you said. So I'm asking questions on someone's behalf and doing.
No. So basically you see a situation. Now, for example, let us say example, you will surely have some friend who has got some, let's say he's kicked out of his job, let us say.
Yeah.
And you want to know whether he will get a new job of his liking or not. Swati, बात करें
सर
कि
वो वाला जो केस है,
हाँ
कल वाला जो केस है वो डिस्कस कर सकते हैं क्या?
कौन सा कल वाला केस?
वो जो मैं आपको कॉल लगाना चाह रही थी ना कल, उसके बारे में बोल.
Share it with I'll cast the judges. Give me 1 minute. I'll just remove all this. एक मिनट. Okay, tell me what the case is. Tell everyone what the case is.
I will not name the lady because this is getting recorded, right? That lady went away from this place.
Just local names as Miss A, Miss B, or something like that.
Yeah.
So everyone listen
This
to that.
ex-lady, हाँ, ये जो लेडी है ये कल सुबह 8:13 से लेके 8:18 मॉर्निंग में निकल गई यहाँ से प्लेस से, जाती हुई दिख रही है कैमरे में, पर वो अभी तक रिटर्न बैक नहीं हुई है। वो आपसे उस दिन बात करी थी जो,
मेरे से बात
तो वो
करी?
सेफ है। वो एक केस आया था ना, चाबी वाला, चाबी गुम गई थी,
हाँ, तो
वो लेडी चले गई है कहीं।
जिसकी डॉटर भी है वो, दैट वन,
या दैट लेडी
जो घर से निकल गए एंड शी इज नॉट कम बैक।
घर से निकल गई कल वो।
एंड वेयर इज द डॉटर?
शी इज देयर विथ अस।
शी इज एट होम एंड द मदर इज गॉन.
Both the kids are here itself. The mother has gone away. In the morning, specifically, I'm telling you the time, 8:13, morning 8:13 to 8:20, max 8:18.
That's okay. I have cast the chart here. Just give me one.
Actually, we are much worried rather than the family कि वो कहाँ गई थी, तो है ना, क्योंकि
Let's-
बहुत डिस्टर्ब थी वो बहुत दिन से।
Okay. Give me 1 minute.
हम्म।
Okay, so this is the chart now. Oh. Can you see the chart, all of you?
Yes, sir.
So let's start using the principles. Okay, so where is the Udayam? Udayam is here. Udayam is here. Where is your Kavipur?
Sir, sir.
Where is your Aruda?
Fourth
There
house,
only.
same house.
4th house only.
So, and Surya is coming towards Udayam. And Moon is coming towards Udayam, and Udayam is going towards Snake. So basically, 4th house में Kavipu है. What is that trying to tell you? We are asking whether she will
Yes.
come back home or not. 4th house Kavipu, it has damaged the Kavipu. Aruda is also there, 4th house. Correct? It is
Moon
catching.
showing depression kind of a thing.
We'll see, because Moon is also a Karak of this thing. No? Now I will just copy paste this thing one minute. The nakshatras.